Evening, everyone. Just going to wait a bit as normal. Facebook Live, so we need to wait just to make sure that people are getting their notifications and do a few sound checks. So if you're on replay, please bear with me. Won't take too long. Hi. Right, I'm just getting a few notes up. Nothing spectacular, but just a few things I want to discuss. How is everyone? How are you doing? Let's have a chat. Let's see how Facebook is shadow banning me. Let's see what's happening here. Here we are. Okay. Good evening. Can you hear me? Sound test. I never know with these little microphones if they're actually working. And Facebook has changed a few things, so I never actually know if anything's working. Let's do a sound test. Can you hear me? I need a thumbs up. If you can, just let me know that you can hear me loud and clear. And let me know how you are, where you are. Drop in, quick chat. Let's have a discussion about a few things that I want to recap on an amazing day that we've had. I've had a lot of response, a lot of messages that I'm trying to go through. We've tried, I did do something very similar last year. I tried to put groups together and we did start working together for repossessions. And there's been a lot of interest from people now after watching yesterday's amazing people power. I'm not getting any messages. Can you just give me a thumbs up to let me know that you can hear me? Because I'm literally not getting anything. Nothing. Just let me know the sound is fine. Let me know you're there. I'm sure Facebook is playing with me. Nothing. Please, someone, just give me a thumbs up. Please let me know you can hear me. Hi, Jeff. I've got someone. Hi. Can you hear me? Because I'm just not sure if these mics are working, if they're on. Hello. Hi, Deborah. We're getting some oh, loud and clear. I think there's a real delay. Wonderful. Excellent. Loud and clear. Thank you. Wonderful job yesterday. Super. Everyone can hear me. Thank goodness. It was an absolutely wonderful job. Amazing people all came together, travelled from all over the place. By the time we got in, I think I was just ready for bed. I was so tired. It was nearly I think it was nearly 4 hours each way, give or take, 3.5 hours traffic. Thankfully, it being a Sunday, it wasn't too busy. So it was an absolutely wonderful day. We met some wonderful people. I want to talk about a few things that happened yesterday. There's a few ways of looking at said event, so I'd like to have a chat about that. I want to thank everybody who shared the lives. What happens when you share a live is people get to see what's going on. Yep, the wind was awful. I need to see what I can do. Try and upgrade my equipment again. Maybe buy better microphones with better wind shields on it. I don't know. But when you share a live, we get more viewings and then we get more people reaching out, more people wanting to help, more people sharing their stories, and more people coming together. And this is why I ask when, we do any lives or anything like that, please share it, because the main point of doing all this is to unite with other like-minded people, to work with people, gain support, spread the knowledge, connect, empower people, because now more and more people are seeing what's happening and they're becoming empowered. And this is what we want. We want people to come together, and we want people to feel that they're not on their own. They're not the only ones out there. They're not the only ones struggling, that there are people that will try their best. Can't promise we can be there for everyone because we're not a massive team, but hopefully everyone can start creating little teams where they live and we can all come together and help each other. So whenever you share a live, this is the message we are getting across. Yesterday was amazing. I'm really sorry. I had people messaging me saying I would have been there if I'd known. I couldn't do a shout out. I could not put it up online, just like with Sheena. I couldn't put it online. It has to be kept very quiet because you can't let them know what we're going to do. So I'm sorry if anyone felt that they would have loved to have been there and you didn't have the opportunity. But what I'm hoping to do is we have to be very selective. We have to be very careful and trusting of the people we let into the groups. And I'm sure in time, you know, with someone knowing someone, we're going to be able to keep growing. So if you're interested, and I've had a few messages to be part of this, message me and I'll try and create a database. I can already hear the trolls. Oh, here you go. She's data harvesting. No, I'm not. And if by now you don't know that I'm part of a team that wants to help people, we're not here for data. We're not asking you to join, you know, and get one of our loyalty cards or, you know, absolutely give us your bank details or anything like that. That's not what we're asking. We are asking if you are someone who wants to help, who's willing to travel, especially at the last minute, within a very short notice. If you've got skills of any kind, or if you just, you know, want to be an extra body, please message me, let me know. We would have to find a way to vet you. It would have to be someone, you know, connected that can vouch for you, because sadly, if no one can vouch for you, we've got a bit of a problem, because we can't have infiltrators. And some people may be offended by this, but there are too many infiltrators. So I'm just writing a name down. So that's what I'm asking. So if you feel that you want to help, and I've had a few messages, and I need to get a list together of people because I will lose messages. I'm up for it. Great work. Thank you. Willing to help anytime. Thank you. Now, yesterday there was a bit of a fight. Obviously, emotions are running high. People have had enough, and we are very peaceful. We don't go there. None of us go there for fighting. Everybody was briefed at the beginning before we even go. You know, Toby briefed everybody and reinforced that we do not use violence. You know, no physical force. The only time you should use force is you are defending yourself. So this is not, we are not about anything like that. However, we can't, our small group, joining other groups, we can't take responsibility for everybody. We can only take responsibility for ourselves. There was a fight in the van yesterday. And now you can look at this two ways. And this is, you know, some people are saying it reflects us. Well, I can't take responsibility for other people's actions. You know, when you are over 18, you're an adult, you live on your own, you are responsible for your actions. So just because we all come together, everybody is responsible for their actions. I'm sure I heard my door go. So let's look at this in two ways. The first one is they were trying to get the security to move the van off the drive. The security couldn't find the keys. My understanding is that they wanted him to pull the handbrake up so they could push the van forward, which is what we done in the end. There is a witness that's come forward who witnessed everything. I'm not going to say anything at the moment. What I have been told is that Derby Police is not allowing anyone to put forward a witness statement to support the gentleman who got arrested. It seems that the police up there is very, very corrupt. And they are not willing to take any witness statements to say that he didn't do anything wrong or why there was a conflict. Now, if you are watching and you think, oh, they're just, our group was just being thugs. And we are all very peaceful, but there are some people that have just had enough. They've had enough of seeing what is going on, people losing their homes. If you remember Matt's case, it's only a week ago. If you go to Bannerman on YouTube, you'll find the live. We've got people that watched this man lose his home, beat his dog up. They beat the dog up. Now, you saw the way those dogs were being treated yesterday. You can imagine they have no care for the animals. And it's even more sickening that the police don't care, that they don't care for the animals, and they're ill-treating the animals. They have no interest. So people have had enough. And so there are going to be emotions flaring up. And there are going to be people saying, giving a message saying, we have had enough. Equally, we are going to do things peacefully. But on the other hand, it can also be a sign for everybody to see that the people have had enough. And they are not going to take this anymore. They are making a stand. We do not want to be violent, but some people are not going to allow this to go on at whatever the cost, because we are being invaded. Our rights, our sovereignty is being invaded. We are at war right now with a small selection of people who are running the country. They've been, blackmailed, corrupted. I don't know what's going on, but we have a war. We are in a war right now in our country. The war is on the British, or the people living in England, the sovereign people here. So all in all, I thought yesterday was an absolutely fabulous day. We've got evidence now of animal cruelty on 2 videos. The Bannerman video, which was a repossession, and this one. I'm pretty sure the police won't do anything about this. I have been told that it seems the police were working with the security. I don't understand why they didn't have any keys to move the van. Was it because they weren't insured to drive the van? And maybe their job was just to sleep there because they are not insured. What has come out of this is 2 people have contacted me. One person's contacted me. One person I met face to face in my local area. And they have both told me, and I'm going to just read a few things. Both of them are security. And they have told me that the government are putting refugees into the Department of Work and Pension System. And the DWP are then putting them on SIA training with no background checks. So the SIA are then granting them SIA licenses, and they're being sent out to work. Now, they have no idea who these people are. They're refugees come in. from wherever, where they've come from, none of that. They can't, so this means they cannot be vetted properly. Now, my understanding is to get an SIA license, and if anyone here has one, please step forward, let me know. Also, if you have a story to share, if you have something to add to this that we can put out there and inform other people, then please contact me. I'm happy to share your story. But my understanding is when you have an SIA license, you have to have a background check, and normally a 5-year working history or benefit history of you in the UK or wherever. Something has to match a 5-year history. It's like when you work in a school, you have to have a DBS check. You have to be, make sure that you are not an offender of children or a murderer or, something really criminal that, you've been arrested and charged for. So you have to have these checks. At the moment, they have no idea. So you remember all these immigrants coming in, and we all said they're going to be trained as UN soldiers. They're going to be trained. Well, right now, they are being trained as security. What does SIA? It's a security agency. So they're being trained as security. And as you can see from Bannerman's live on his YouTube, video on his YouTube of the repossession of Matt's house, have a look at who was there. They were all security, couldn't speak English, many of them, didn't have badges showing, wouldn't show some of them didn't have any badges showing at all. And some of them, the badges were flipped around so you couldn't get the number, because the SIA is breaking all the rules. If they have got the badges and they've got a number, they haven't done a proper vetting. They haven't done a 5-year background. So they can't be vetted because they haven't got the 5-year work history. The DWP don't care as long as they're getting awards for the amount of people they get into jobs, no matter how dangerous. Okay, they don't care. Matt Bannerman is brilliant, absolutely brilliant guy. They don't care. All they care about is getting the awards, so probably get that, I don't know how the Department of Work and Pensions work, but if you can get as many people into work, you probably get, a promotion, not promotion, a bonus. That's the word. How can the SIA justify giving illegal immigrants a security license when they can't pass vetting because they can't prove a 5-year UK working or benefits history? It's corrupt and dangerous. This is where we are at the moment. They're also putting them into jobs which require some understanding of the circumstances at hand and of the law. These people have no idea. So not only do they not get a 5-year vetting, they have no clue about the law. They have no clue about the circumstances. They clearly don't care. They don't even care about their animals. So basically, it's also come to light that it doesn't matter if there are companies that won't pass them because they're not meeting the criteria. The SIA are still giving them the license to work as security. And this is the problem we are facing right now. And obviously, the powers that be knew there was going to be a problem. They knew that the people were going to rise, and they needed to build their own resistance. And this is what these migrants are here for, okay? They are here to fight against us. We knew all along that there was a nefarious, plan here. I didn't want to jump on anything at the time until something became more evident, and it is now absolutely evident, undeniable proof. Just look at the videos. I've had 2 people contact me to tell me this. And this is what they're doing. The police are also working with these security people when they're not meant to be. In fact, there might be a loophole somewhere in the law. Who knows? And maybe this is why they're they're bringing them in, because if you're working with security as police, maybe there's a little loophole there that allows you to do that. Who knows? And so then the police can give them more powers, and maybe they can let them use their vans. Who knows who the vans are actually registered to? I just have some questions here. I'm putting them out there. Those 2 vans, who are they actually registered to? Whose insurance are they using? Is that why there was no keys in that van yesterday and no one could find the keys? And then all of a sudden a policeman turns up and says, oh, I've been passed the keys towards the end of the day. We've got police assisting, aiding and abetting bailiffs. This is what we've cut. The police are no longer on our side. Yesterday was proof, and I'm sorry if the live stream wasn't great. I was live streaming, it was windy. I will try and invest again into some better technology, but I can only do so much. But we have absolute evidence that the police are not interested in real crimes. But look how many turned up yesterday to protect, even though those men should never have been there in the first place because the property was fraudulently taken, but they were there to protect those men. So this is where we are. The police were working with those. Yeah, they were. And in the previous video, when you saw the takeover, when they took the property, the police actually confirmed in that video that they were assisting. They're not allowed to do that. They are absolutely not allowed to do that. The police are meant to remain impartial. They are only there for a breach of the peace. They're not there to tell you to, oh, come on, you need to pay this, just move. They're not there to do that. And this is what they're doing. They are taking sides because the police are a private public partnership. Therefore, they are allowed to take money from private companies to get the job done. And the public isn't funding them enough because your tax money doesn't really go where you think it goes. But hey, you know, the bankers have got loads of money because they create it out of thin air. So who's going to be able to afford to buy and bribe? They are. What we are also seeing at the moment, what's this I've seen? Royal Marines taking anyone who has a work. Oh, are they as well? Are they recruiting? It's disgusting. This is what we're living in now. There is a war on the people. There is a war on the sovereign people. If anyone still can't see this, but coming to an area near you, as it has come to the Isle of Sheppey, let's have a look. We have had a care home, and I've done a recording on this. It's on my Facebook. It's on my YouTube. We've had a care home being shut down. I've actually looked on Kent online. It's called Blackburn Lodge. It's a care home in Sheerness, which is where I live, Isle of Sheppey. It's been permanently shut down, and it was forced to close suddenly. It's like, you know, sudden death, after worrying iron levels were found in the water. Actually, as I'm reading this, it's making me laugh. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is ridiculous. So, worrying iron levels were found in the water in the care home, but everywhere else on the island is fine. I mean, how does that? Can someone explain the plumbing? Doesn't the plumbing go in different places around the island? But just this care home. Rather than take care of the water problem, no, let's move every single one of these residents out. So this future of Blackburn Lodge on the Isle of Sheppey has been uncertain since residents were forced out back in November for a couple of days' notice. So they've evicted all these residents. The county council says it would take 4 million to bring the home up to the required standard, and any work would take around 13 months. In total, 13 residents have moved around the country to new care homes, and 4 of them have died since the move with 2 families claiming the quick change played a major factor. So 4 of them have been killed because of the move. So KCC is looking for local people's views on the proposed closure and whatever. Now, since that, we have had an apartment building. It's similar to the care home. You all get a room, which KCC has bought for £4 million. And now is being used. So they've evicted these people who have been on the island all their lives. 4 of them have died because of it. Under the water, too much iron in the water, which I'm sure would have been, you know, quite easy to deal with. And if not, you could have found places on the island to keep these people with their families. Some of them have gone completely off the island, you know, 20 miles away. Residents here all their lives. This new development, never been lived in, has now been bought by KCC for £4 million. And the Home Office has spent over £9 million on 8 lodges. In fact, it's 9 million plus. I've been told it's probably 1.2 million to house what they call unaccompanied children. They are 16 to 17-year-old children, but they're not. They're migrants, okay? So the local people, we don't care about you, get rid of you. But these migrants are worth a lot more money than the elderly. So the elderly are actually a burden because they're costing, they're not worth money. These migrants are worth a lot of money because the Home Office is paying Kent County Council a lot of money to house them. So as you can imagine, there's a massive stink right now on the island. But I was sent another story tonight, similar situation. No fault evictions, another one in Cheshire. Residents on streets told to move out. 10 residents on one street in Cheshire have been given 2 months to leave their homes after being served no fault evictions by a social housing landlord. Now, this seems to me like it's going to be a reoccurring thing. So if you have any more updates on this, if you're finding nearly every tenant on Lake House Close in Weaverham, Cheshire, including 2 88-year-olds, were sent letters from Cedar Care Group saying they did not meet the criteria to live there. The 16 to 17-year-olds, migrants, are getting brand new developments and, you know, £1 million investments. They're fine. But your 88-year-old elderly people, no, you don't meet the criteria. The company said the homes were for vulnerable people, and so they kicked them out. So this is what's happening now. Please, if you have hear anything, send it to me, and if we can build a little story from this, we'll put it out there. And that's what we need to keep sharing. The amazing things right now is things like this are happening. And the reason they're happening is because it's another cog in the wheel to wake people up. The one thing I've learned is that the more tragedy, the more devastating, the more these things keep happening, the more people start to question what is really going on. And now, more and more people that I never thought would start to see the light, who may not have seen the light in the beginning with the pandemic, scandemic, COVID, and fell for that narrative, and now realising we've been conned, we've been tricked, we've been fooled, and they're now starting to wake up to other things. So the energy right now, it has a shift, and people are more than ever having many, many reasons to come together. I work with a homeless team in Bath, and there's more and more each week on the streets. Absolutely. They need properties. They need to evict you because they need to give these properties to the security people, the immigrants that they're bringing over and hiring to kick you out of your homes. Isn't that the irony? I mean, think about it. Think about it. You've spent your whole life paying for what you thought was a legit mortgage, which is actually a fraudulent document, working, 9 till 5, as the song goes, giving your sweat to a corporation, taking time away from your family, your children, probably not even eating properly because you just haven't got the time to think. You spent your whole life to meet those demands, thinking you got a lovely house, we're working hard. Maybe you was one of the lucky ones, but if you was unlucky, you got ill, you maybe couldn't keep up the payments, evicted, repossessed, just like that. And yet you've worked your whole life, you've contributed to the system, fraudulent system, because they're the ones that create the debt. Debt is not real, it's fraud, but they give you the illusion that it's real. So you spent your whole life, and then you're faced, after working very hard in your country, contributing what you thought were taxes, trying to build a home, trying to raise kids, trying to do right by the kids, thinking you're doing the right thing by sending them to school to further indoctrinate them so they can get a good job and work for a corporation and buy a house and enter the slave system of debt. But you've done it believing that's the right way forward and you'd be a good little citizen. And now you are faced with your loved ones being evicted out of care homes because they need those homes, because they can't invest in them. They don't want to spend 4 million in those homes, but they're willing to spend. Kent County Council, just one borough, is willing to buy an apartment block for £4 million, and then part of a 9 million investment from the Home Office to house the very same people that are coming over here from alleged war-stricken country, but they're all men. Where's the children? Where's the elderly? Where's the women? Hey-o. And then they're going to give them SIA badges without any background checks. So the SIA and the DWP are the ones breaking the law here, but they're going to give them these badges and then evict you. They're going to come to your house and evict you. You who's done everything right are being evicted, and these people are getting priority treatment. Sorry, is that not a slap in the face? I mean, that is the biggest slap in the face, is it not? Isn't that a proper, literally shafting, as some people might say? That is the reality of what is happening right now. And the good thing is, what happened to the guy? He's out. The guy arrested yesterday, he's out. But the problem is the police aren't taking witness statements from the guys in opposing it. But there is a witness. We have a witness. So let's see what we can do. But this is where we are right now. And the argument here is not about, whether immigrants should be allowed in, whether they shouldn't. If you are coming here for the right channels, in the right way, yes, you're allowed. But they are not. They're not coming here like that. My brother still has to work with Parkinson's. Yep. And they're breaking all the rules for them, but they're evicting your loved ones. And during the eviction process, four of them died. This is what we're living with. That's it. I can't think of anything else. So the good thing about yesterday, amazing. We had Sheena. Again, they were evicting her, 60-year-old lady, stage 4 cancer. Oh, we don't care. Who cares? Who cares? Let's evict her, even though she was disputing council tax and she'd paid her mortgage. But we'll place these unaccompanied 16 to 17-year-old migrants in a £4 million development. That's fine. We'll do that. That's not a problem. But Sheena has got cancer. No, she didn't pay her demand for council tax. In fact, there was a dispute and it wasn't for her. No, let's send the bully boys in. Let's evict this lady. We don't want her. Seriously, guys, is this the England you want to live with? Is this the country you want? Well, I don't. And this is why I'm with a great group of people. And as I said, we've had our differences, we've had our spats, but we all still come together and we work for what we all believe in to be right. And in my future, no one should be evicted. No one. Okay, no one right these days should be thrown out of their homes, on the streets, evicted. Families should not be torn apart for money. No, not in my world. So thank you for sharing these lives. They've really reached, thank you every single one of you that has shared these lives. They have reached so many people. We've had loads of messages, we've had support, and we also have people that want to join the network. And I will try and find a way to set up some kind of spreadsheet so we can make contact. It's not, I'm not data harvesting, but you know, you might get a loyalty card. And if you really come and support every event, you'll get extra bonus points. Maybe we could do that. Who knows? The point is, we all do this because we want to make a difference. So thank you all for also sharing these, and because you two are making a difference. We'll see what happens. I'm sure there's going to be some others coming up soon. I think there's going to be a cluster of them. We already have had some more people messaging saying they need help. But, you know, the policeman yesterday that I was talking to, he kept saying, yeah, but I'm only one man. I'm only one man. What can I do? I'm only one man. Well, we were only one. We were only one of everything, but we all came together as one. And look at the energy. Look how wonderful it was yesterday. I'm only one woman. You know, the guys there, each of us is only one. Yes, but we are a collective group of people coming together, putting our energy together, our strengths, our knowledge. And look what we done. Amazing people there yesterday. Everybody there. That's right. Only takes one to make a difference. So don't be like that policeman, feeling that, well, it's only me. No. Stand for what is right. Because what happens when you stand for what is right, it might not happen straight away, but you will find your tribe and you will start building that strength in numbers. And that's what we're doing right now. And we are going to show them, as we have been, that the people will have the power. And we always had the power. We are the ones with the power. Because the difference is, as we mentioned to that policeman, and he quite rightly admitted he wouldn't do it if he didn't get paid. But all of us are doing it and we're not getting paid. We're not charging for our time. We're all chipping in together to pay for the diesel, bringing the tools and giving our time for nothing, for love, for the love of creating a better tomorrow. And this is where the true energy lies, because it's unconditional. This is where the people come together. There's the only thing that matters for us is to change and make things right and come together and bring justice where it's served. What happens if it eventually comes out that mortgages is fraud? It is all fraud. All mortgages are fraudulent. Sadly, I think, who was it that was saying, I can't remember the statistics, but apparently only 7% of people will actually ever afford to pay their mortgages. There are no old police. Yeah, a lot of the police, the good police, have left. There are still some good police there, and they're having problems, but they're very few. Did you see the look on all that police's face? I mean, even when you're asking for the badges, I couldn't help myself. I took a screenshot of that woman, that policewoman that looked like she was chewing a wasp. Sometimes I have a very, funny sense of humour. So if I did put in the thread a picture of her, you can add your own caption. Let's have a joke. We need to have a bit of a laugh while we're doing this. So on my status is her picture underneath on the thread. Grab it. Put your own caption there. Let's have a laugh. Why not? They laugh at our expenses, literally, because we're the ones losing out. So let's have a laugh and add a funny caption to her face, which really wasn't very happy when I was asking her for the badge number. They all wanted to shy away because they are hiding something. They are hiding something. If you stand in truth, honesty, and you do things because you know it's right, comes from your heart, no one can beat that. They're not used to being filmed. No, the police was actually good yesterday, considering how many turned up. They had to be good, otherwise they'd have had a riot on their case, wouldn't they? And there was a lot of young ones there. I think at one stage I even said, look, this is what kindergarten looks like. They weren't impressed with me. That was funny, wasn't it, about the policewoman? Yeah, and the one with the airbag lips. Yeah, sorry, it's my sense of humour. Again, please, if anyone's had their lips done, don't take it personally. It was just my sense of humour. Yeah, that was funny. What can I say? They know what they are doing is wrong. Yeah, so just doing my job isn't working anymore. That's right, John. Everyone's saying, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. And this is the thing. Maybe we need to start some kind of campaign. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe we should use that slogan. If there's some amazing brains out there, why can't we all put it together? Use that slogan, just doing my job, and let's put some information behind it and really start get people thinking about what does just doing your job really mean. And I'm just writing it down, just doing my job. They couldn't, and exactly, if you watched the video, when we actually asked them about their oath, first of all, they were all lined up. And then we were like, come on, how many of you can actually recite your oath? Do you even know what your oath is? And then, did you see they all started to disperse? Yeah, as soon as the questions were really asked, none of them knew what to say. And they're like, oh, shoot, we better go. I don't know my oath. Do you know your oath? I ain't got a clue. What was it? Oh, well, I was too busy getting, while that was going on. We have to have a laugh while we're doing this, and because laughter is what keeps you young. Just doing your job as a nurse, and during COVID, not letting family visitors. Just doing your job, just doing my job. Yeah. Does your job make you feel good? Hi Laura, I'm a 17-year-old man living in South Yorkshire. Thank you. I admire your stance. Me and everybody else. If you want to help, drop me a message. Thank you, Ken. Really appreciate your supportive words. Drop me a message. There's some amazing people out there. Who was the tall guy in the grey hood of top throwing punches to the driver? I don't know who he was. Like I said at the beginning, sadly, everyone's over 18. We can't take any responsibility for other people's actions. It shouldn't have happened. I don't know what the circumstances were, why it happened. There's a witness. They're coming forward. They're going to hopefully write their testimony out, witness statement, whatever it is. So I can't actually comment on that. However, as I've mentioned before, people have had enough. And I think, maybe this is what's happening now, is that, especially when dogs, it's funny, people get hurt. Yeah, and dogs or animals get hurt, and that's when the real people get pissed off. So, who owned the van? That's a good question. Who owned the van? I think all may be revealed soon. I'm not sure. I can't comment. I don't know the ins and outs. So I'm not going to say anything yet. I'll wait to see. And maybe we'll find out in a few days who actually owned the van. I don't think they did, because I actually don't think they're allowed to drive. Who knows? And if you go back to Bannerman's video, the very first, the video, he hasn't done one yet, but the repossession of Matt's house, the guy in the car, in the van, was one of the security there. Why did the guy get arrested? Because they said he was the one that assaulted him. Laura, the cops won't get involved with dogs, and yeah, maybe not. Can you believe how those dogs were being treated? It was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Does anyone have anything they would like to say? Any questions? Also, I'm going to end right now with, obviously, if there's any questions or anything they'd like to say. What I do know is those two vans, that van and there's another van similar to that, were both inside the police car park. I don't know why. Did I find the toilet in the end? Was I looking for a toilet? I can't remember. I think I was. Thank you, Trevor. Listen, what can I say? I'm nearly 50. I need the toilet. It's my age. The reflective graphics on the van would cost about 2,000. Oh, I was told that the police sell off vans, ex-police vans that are already got things like that on them, and security end up buying them. Yeah, so who knows? What I do want to say is, be careful who you follow. And I know I keep saying this time and time again, but you know, sometimes we have people that appear online and they're claiming to have the solutions. They're claiming to have the creme de la creme of the frauds, and they've uncovered this and they've uncovered that. Yet they won't speak to anyone who will put forward the right questions. They're very wary. They only want to speak to certain individuals and not to people like myself. In fact, twice I commented on one of the YouTube videos asking if, you know, someone would do this live with me, and twice the message got deleted. And I don't know why. I will be doing another live at some stage, asking the questions I would have liked to ask in the live with said person. So at the moment, I'm actually a bit wary. And the only thing I'm going to say to you is just be careful of the people that are shouting the loudest, and acting like they've won the biggest, you know, they found the biggest gold. So just be very careful. But again, that's going to be another live, and I'm going to put forward some questions, and let's see if those questions get answered. Who's RV? RV, who's that? Sorry. No, not Richard Vobes. No. Is that who you mean? No, not Richard Vobes. No. So yeah, just, I've said to people already, I'm just trying to get some more information before I do, but I've said to people already to be very, very careful of who they believe, who they trust, because there will always be an infiltrator. Also monitoring everything on social media. Yes, absolutely. My Facebook is being monitored, and that policeman yesterday has now got the name to my channel. And if he's watching, apparently he's not on Facebook, but he might have to create a fake account to come and watch me. If you are by any chance Mr. Policeman, who I was talking to yesterday, watching, welcome. You might actually learn something. We invite you, even though you feel like you are just one man, to learn and maybe start making a difference. Please, can you and your team look into Bournemouth multiple hotel and old people homes? Here we go. Have been turned into illegal migrant housing. We need to stand exactly what is happening right now. They are closing down some of the old people's homes, but housing migrants, yeah. Oh, chest feeding, that's it. We spoke about chest feeding, didn't we? Yeah. Right, much love. We will look at that. I mean, you found anything about that Gary Copper bloke. Thank you, Trevor. I will be coming back on and asking the questions about Gary and hoping that Gary could answer these questions. Not sure when I'm going to do this live, but hopefully I can do it one day next week. So it should be an interesting one. Would be interesting to find out more about Gary. So he won't answer my questions. He won't do a live with me. And he's deleted my comments on his YouTube channel asking if he would do a live with me. It would be interesting to have a few questions answered. But I'm not going to go into it now because I don't want to run over too much time. It's evening time, 8:30, and I'm still tired from yesterday's drive. Much love. Gary Topley, can you message me, please? I won't be able to find the comment again, so just message me, please. Much love to everybody who shared, everybody who supported, anyone who's also donated to my trying to upgrade my equipment to my Buy Me a Coffee link. Thank you so much. I do need to buy some good equipment. It's funny because whoever saw me yesterday, I've got my phone on a selfie stick and I use this elastic band and I tie it round the side just to put the microphone on. This is me, make doing with what I've got. So much love to everyone. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you to everyone who was there yesterday. Everyone who had the balls of steel to come together and do something right for the people. And let's keep doing this. We're on a real good flow of energy right now. They're going to up their game. We've got really tough times coming. We've got immigrants now being trained and put into, not trained, sorry, they're just being given licenses, SIA licenses. SIA needs to be questioned. DWP needs to be questioned. They are breaking all the rules because they're not vetting them. They can't vet them because they don't have a 5-year working history. Yet these people are being put there. We have problems. These are not good. And they are coming to your house. It might not be for mortgage. It might just be for their own benefit. You have to start making a stand. You have to start bringing aware. You have to start waking up. We are in serious problems. So let's do this. Let's unite further. Let's get it rolling. Let's keep working together, okay? Much love to everyone. Speak to you soon. Ciao.